anthem. Turn it up and throw attention.
Good day, everyone. Gay Boy Lego. And today we're going to be looking at another Lego Red Dead Redemption 2 MOC. Today we are going to be walking through my Lego Braithwaite Manor MOC. This bad boy took me about a month to build, and that included some of the longer wait times for some of the parts to arrive. I think that in some ways it's an improvement from my last Red Dead Redemption MOC, and in some ways it's not as good, but without further ado, we'll get on to looking over the grounds and the area around the mansion and the exterior, and then we'll actually go inside the manor, because it's got a fully detailed interior. I'm sure you can't wait for that. So, starting off, right out front here, we have got the arch that greets you as you pass through all those trees, and then you come to this arch to actually enter the proper property. Not too much going on out here. You've just got the caramel pieces on the bottom right there, and then you've got the light gray, and then the arch just goes up. I did that with some hinge pieces, and then we've got some lanterns on either side, and yeah. The path is brown, it leads up here, and as you can see, we have got the roundabout that they have out front of Braithwaite Manor, and of course, because I'm recreating the very climactic siege on the mansion, I have got the Vanderlunds here, all in their glory. Firstly, we have Lenny, who's got a Flitwick torso and a Finn head and some black pants and a different Finn's hair, and he's just got a pistol. Then we have got Javier, who has Ulysses Claw's torso and black legs and a pistol. He's got Tasu Leech's face, black ponytail hair, and McCree's poncho. Then we have my drastically improved Arthur. I did a whole video about this Arthur Morgan. You don't have to ask me where he is, because he's right here. He's got Tobias Beckett's torso. He's got Finn's legs. He's got a caramel purse. He's got, that loser from Pirates of the Caribbean's face, and then some Han Solo hair, and he's just got a rifle. We've got my Dutch Vanderlund here. I don't know if this is an improvement, but it's certainly different from my last one. He's got Philip Swift's torso, and he's got Sheriff Not a Robot's legs, and he's got some darker Lone Ranger pistols, and then he's got Biggs Darklighter's face, black fedora, and a red neckerchief. I don't know if you guys think that this is a better Dutch. Maybe I should go back to the Ringo Starr face. I don't know. I'm just trying different stuff. Dutch is a really hard minifigure to make because there isn't a good hat for him, there isn't a good hairpiece for him, and I really struggle with a face for him. Even his torso is really hard to select. So Dutch is kind of a really challenging character. But I don't know. Maybe you guys will like this one better. Maybe you won't. Wondering what you think. Then we've got Hosea, who has got one of Han Solo's legs there. He's got a Lone Ranger bandit's torso. He's got a red neckerchief. He's got Krennic's head, and he's got Commissioner Gordon's hair, and he's got the rifle right there. I thought the more angry expression would be fitting for this mission. He's very protective of little Jack Marston, so he was, you know, naturally quite steamed during this mission. Then we've got old John Marston, who is basically the exact same as he was at Horseshoe Overlook. I believe that's Jesus's legs, and then he's got the Lone Ranger Bandit's torso, Django Fett head, and Butch Cavendish's hat and hair, rifle. Then we've got Beale Williamson, and he has got that hidden side character's torso, maybe McCree's legs, I think. Captain America's head, Wily Fusebot's beard, and the swashbuckler hat. An alternate outfit for him for when he's in the warmer region of Lemoyne. And then we've got Lenny. And then we got Charles, who is the exact same as he was previously. Tonto legs, Thorin torso, generic First Order head, Hunter Orc hair, quiver, and pistol, because Lego is stupid, and they don't have a sawed-off shotgun. Anyways, then just sort of in the roundabout here, we have got the wagon right there. It's got lots of bottles in the back, so if you want, you can have Hosea and Arthur ride it up to have that little negotiation with Catherine that they have towards the beginning of Chapter 3. Then we just got that one sort of random wagon that they've got just sort of sitting in the middle of everything. Over here, as you can see, we have got one of Catherine Braithwaite's sons. His name escapes me. It might be Bartholomew. It might be Gareth. I don't know, but that's one of them. And he has got the torso from Bob Cratchit, and he has got the face from someone from Lone Ranger, and then he's got a brown widow's peak. You'll see a bunch of these enforcers around, these like generic Braithwaite enforcers. There's a lot of them around. I'm not going to be reviewing every single one of them because they're mostly pretty darn generic. Yeah, they're just generic Braithwaite enforcers. There is a rhyme or reason to their outfits. They're not just like randomly slapped together. I looked at a bunch of the Braithwaite Enforcer character models just to see what they look like. A lot of them have lighter or tan shirts. Most of them were wearing hats. A lot of them had suspenders and holsters and whatnot. Nothing too descript, but yeah. So I mostly made them to generally look like how they looked in the game, and so that I could have them en masse. As you can see, we've got two of the massive oak trees on either side of the path over here. Given that Braithwaite Manor is based on the real-life Oak Alley plantation, it felt necessary, and as such, because they're, you know, huge oak trees, there's a bird right there, they have a lot of leaves and roots that are all over the ground and whatnot, sort of makes it so that there's a little bit more texture and just a little bit more life to the scene. As you can see, then we've got the actual like front area of Braithwaite Manor when it stops being dirt and it becomes sort of like the filthy brick path that they've got out front. As you can see, we've got these sort of little rounded wall areas that they've got with the plants on the back part and the lamps on the front part. As you can see, we've just got more of the caramel on the bottom and then the light gray on top. The motif that I carried on from the front gate I brought over to these little wall sections over here. And then as you can see, the path over there, you know, it's all filthy. Like, you've got the caramel, but it's mixed in with all this wet sand. Felt appropriate for the general state of nasty-ass disrepair that Braithwaite is in at the time of the game. Then also, you know, naturally you've got the path, which sort of wraps around. You've got the lamp posts, which they have buried in the bushes out front. Then we've just got sort of the very unkempt surrounding gardens that they've got, sort of spilling over a little bit just all over the place, untended to, not looking that good. I did it in a way that made it look chaotic and appropriate for the scene, but not overpowering. And then, of course, we've got Braithwaite Manor itself. As you can see, she is a beast. As you can see, that's how deep she is, and that's how wide she is. Pretty darn big. I don't really remember how many studs across it is, but it's a whole hell of a lot. If you've ever wondered to yourself, what does $70 worth of white Lego pillars look like? This was an expensive MOC. I didn't think that those white pillars would cost that much, but I felt that these white pillars, this style of white pillar, would be the best for Braithwaite, and I think it looks quite good. So as you can see, we've just got that whole exterior pillar look, and of course, between all the pillars, we have got the various doors of Braithwaite. Now, as you can see at the front, we have got the doors right there. They're identical to the ones up here. They actually open. I will show you that when we get down to the nitty-gritty. Then we've got the smaller doors with the green shutters over here, and as you can see, that they're sort of built. They're built with studs not on top, is what I'll say. As you can see, they're sort of built from the side there, rather from top to bottom. It's just something so that I could get them to fit in the doorways and whatnot, and then we've got the little windows up top, and that's just in between all of the pillars. How many of those doors are there? There's 12 of those green shuttered doors on this thing in total, because you've got 2 on each side, and then you've got, of course, the 8 in the front. So that was quite an undertaking, finding a way to develop these doors to look good and also be within my part budget, as it were. We've got the massive roof up here, as you can see. We've got like the sort of jutting out window parts, as you can see right there. I gotta stop saying "as you can see" so much. All these people in the comments of Horseshoe Overlook are pointing out all of my verbal quirks. We got the chimneys up top, and then we've just got like the balcony up here where I see a lot of content creators. They have like characters dueling on top of Braithwaite Manor. I thought it was appropriate to give it its due. As you can see, all of the banisters have this same sort of light blue color, and if you play the game when you're shooting from up on top of the balcony towards the end of the mission, you will see that it actually is that sort of a color. Then we've just got some things on the porch. We've got 2 of these like white wicker chairs that they've got sort of on this side. Yeah. Oh, as you can see also we've got like some lanterns here and there. They're placed appropriately to the game, trust me. The ones on the bottom level are sort of farther from the door, and the ones on the top level are pulled in much closer to the door, as you can see. And from this angle you can see a little bit better that the larger swinging door has these smaller sort of pillars off to the side, much how it looks in the game. Next to the door, we've got this chair where I believe one of the guards was sitting before the Vanderlunds pulled up. And then over here, we've just got a pretty standard bench. Then on the top level, I don't know if you guys know about this, but when you're up on the top balcony of Braithwaite, you can actually sort of traverse this area. And if you go over here, there's a little bit of a table with 3 chairs and some bottles. And I think that's where some of the enforcers just sort of sit while they stand guard of the opulent manor. So yeah, though that's your exterior. As you can see, everything wraps all around. The only corner that I cut was making it so that this is essentially the front half of Braithwaite Manor, because I'm not made out of money. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the interior of this damn house, okay? Let's get cracking, let's get in, come on! Firstly, we have the entire top layer. It's nothing. All inside this is like Technic scaffolding and whatnot to make it so that I can get the roof at the right angle and everything. It's all ugly in there. But I've plastered it over with brown. And also, a part of it is just like, I couldn't think of what to put in the Braithwaite's freaking attic. Like, I don't care. Who cares? We got some rats crawling around up here. We got some rats. And then also, we've just got this boarded up room. And we've just got a guy hanging in there. I presume that that's whoever Catherine's husband was. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels, you know, to be honest, what that is a lot of people, they talk about these feuding families and they say, oh, these feuding families, they got a lot of skeletons in the closet, right? So here we've got the second story of Braithwaite Manor. Firstly, over here we have a room which is set up essentially to be a bedroom. This is not precisely accurate to the bedroom which is adjacent to Catherine Braithwaite's room, but it's a room that I wanted to set up nonetheless. It essentially takes all of my favorite parts from all the other bedrooms in the house and sort of piles them into one room. You might be thinking to yourself, what other bedrooms in the house? Well, when you're attacking Braithwaite Manor, you can actually go into all the other rooms in the house, and there are other bedrooms, presumably for Penelope and Catherine's 3 stupid sons. Anyways, I decided to make this room specifically for Catherine's 3 stupid sons. As you can see, we've got 3 beds right here. Next to one of the beds, we've got the same 10-cent piece that was at Horseshoe Overlook. Over here, we have got a little bit of a sitting area. We've just got 2 lovely little chairs and a potted plant and some shit on the wall. Then we've just got a nice little display over here. We got a piece of paper with a bone on it, and then a little golden sort of display. We've got a mirror over here. And then in the corner, we've got a chest on a rug. Oh, terrific. And then you can open that up, and we have got some bones in there. Just keeping bones in a box in your home A little bit of a reference to Django Unchained for you who are so informed. Then in the middle right here, we have just got that middle hallway. As you can see, the door opens up and we've got the enforcers leaving the house to go stand guard. We've got some cases with some plates just on either side right there. One is a candle and one is a goblet. We've got two more of Catherine's stupid sons. This is one of them. Again, I cannot remember their names. They're such insignificant characters. I know Bartholomew is one of them, and I know one of them is Gerald, and I think the other one might be like Gareth or something, but I can't remember for the life of me. I know these are accurate depictions of her sons, but I cannot remember for the life of me. If you care, that's Mr. Incredible's head. That's Grip Hook's torso and arms, and a generic rebel's head. And then this one, I believe that's Mary, like from Lord of the Rings, torso and Eomer's head and just like some blonde hair. And then of course we've got the lady of the manor. We've got Catherine Braithwaite in her pajamas. She's got Neville Longbottom's torso. She has got Alfred Pennyworth's little neck thing. She's got that face, which is from the most recent Bellatrix minifigure. It looked appropriately angry, and a weeping angel's hair. And as you can see, she is shouting, and she is infuriated right now. I assumed at this point, as the Vanderlunds were pulling up, she hadn't sealed herself away yet. So this is essentially her barking orders at her sons and enforcers to get into position so as to defend her house. Anyways, then here we have Catherine's room. Now, I know what you're thinking. Catherine's bedroom in the game had sort of like a green wallpaper. I know. But at this point in the construction, I had used all of my green in the dining room, which you will see shortly. Best room, by the way. So, when I got here, I was all out of my greens. And so what was I going to do? I had already spent like $70 goddamn on the pillars and other parts and whatnot, so was I really going to order in a bunch more green parts just for this one bedroom? If I were a more dedicated MOC maker, probably. But it's me, so I didn't. Deal with it. I think it looks pretty good in here, though. This is obviously before it's all turned around and everything's been toppled over, because by the time you end up in this room, it's all a wreck. But I tried to recreate it as how I would see it when it was still in good condition, before they had all the things set up as like barricades. We got a big dresser over there. We got a family portrait right up there. Yes, I know it is the Dursleys. We got a nice little sort of dresser right there. In the corner, we've got two goblets and a bottle. We've got her bed, which is slightly unmade, a lamp, and then we've got a gramophone, and then we've just got a little area where I assume she'd have breakfast on top of the rug right there, and then we've got a globe. And without further ado, we will enter the bottom floor, the best part, in my opinion. So, the bottom floor, ground level. Oh, gosh, where to start? We've got our parlor, we've got our dining room, we've got our hall. Let's start in the hall. The hall's kind of lame. We've got this table over here. It's got like a little bit of a clock on it, and it's got some pictures on the wall just above it. And then over here, we've got a little bit of a mirror with a bench, and then we've got one enforcer inside. That's because after you enter Braithwaite, there's a single enforcer who remains inside the actual structure during the entire conflict. How I like to imagine it is that one enforcer was positioned by like one of the windows, and he saw that massive massacre that happens out on the front lawn, so he went to go hide in the library. So I put him right here so that he would witness what would happen next, and so that he would go to cower. Then we'll look at the parlor. The parlor, as you will find, is quite accurate to what we see in the game. As you can see, we've got the desk over here, which has the letter right there from Angelo Bronte. We've got the fireplace right there, which, as you can see, it's got the little pillars on either side, it's got the clock, it's got the candles, and yeah. You'll see right about now that we've got a pink trim, which goes around the room, just on the bottom part of the wall. Over here in the corner, we have got a harp. That harp is of my own custom design. It's not perfect, but it's better than a lot of the other crap out there. I did some searching around for custom Lego harps that people had made, and most of them sucked, so I made my own. Then we've got some sheet music on a stand right here. That's from the Harry Potter Advent Calendar from this year. Then over here we've just got a simple piano. We've got the pedal down there, and then we've just got the keys and whatnot. Yeah, just a pretty standard issue piano. And then we've got the actual area. This is where they play cribbage. We've got the table with the lamp just right there. Then we got the coffee table right there. We got the two seats right next to each other with the vase with the flowers in between. We got the little table right next to the couch with some candles in it, and as you can see on the couch right there, we've got just a single green pillow, and then we've also got the other side table right there, and it all sits on top of this sort of wet sand rug that they've got in that room. So yeah, you'll also notice at the fireplace we've got an ingenious little sort of what do you call those things? Those little fire gates. Anyways, custom fire gate designed by yours truly. 3 pieces. Such ingenuity. Then over here we have my favorite room. It's the dining room. This is where all my green pieces went, and that's why Catherine couldn't have them, because I was not going to take apart this room because I think it's lovely. Got the little table over here. We got the little stand and everything just on top of that table. We've got the little sort of tray on legs that they've got next to that table in the room. Then we got another fireplace, as you can see. Then we've got the dining room table, and it's got some plates, it's got goblets, it's got Duchess of Bedford's, it's got a whole candelabra in the middle. We got another one of those little trays right next to the main seat, and this one's just got a little bit of a letter on it. In the corner, you just got a table with some flowers, and then over here we've got another little table. This one has a pink cloth on it. We've got a plate, which is just sort of on a display stand right there, and then we've got a plant right next to it. And yeah, so that is really all there is to your bottom floor, except, as you may or may not know, if you return to the wreckage of Braithwaite Manor after it's all been burned down, yes, spoiler alert, when you return to the wreckage, you can actually find some gold. I think a single piece of gold, and that is why, just tucked under here, we have got just a little bit of a tray, and right there we have a single piece of gold sitting on a little like napkin or something right there. Just a single piece of gold, just slots right in there. I figured might as well have it hidden somewhere in this whole thing. So that is Braithwaite Manor. I hope that you liked it. It is the biggest Lego Red Dead Redemption 2 MOC that has ever been made and, you know, published to the internet. I have scoured and I have looked. Other people have made Red Dead Redemption 2 things, but never of this scale. So I hope you like it. I hope you think it's cool. I hope that you stick around on the channel, see what else I've got to make. I will almost indubitably be making another Lego Red Dead Redemption MOC of some kind. I'm thinking maybe like Fort Mercer, or maybe Beaver Hollow, or something. And it'll be cool, and I hope you stick around to see it. I'm open to suggestions. If you guys think that if you guys have some idea for a Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead Redemption MOC that you'd like to see me take a crack at, then well, damn, maybe I might just take your suggestion. And for all you people that keep saying build the entire map of Red Dead Redemption 2, stop it. God. Anyways, that's all there is to this. I hope you liked it, and a year after my first Red Dead Redemption 2 MOC, and the apocalypse hasn't killed us all. But it's ongoing, so it still might. Hopefully we'll live to see another MOC in this ongoing series. I'll catch you folks on the flip.